The Classical Style by Charles Roson.
Symphony. The art of symphony. In the late 18th century, orchestras were larger than those of today. Composers wrote their symphonies with this in mind, giving more weight to the bass instruments. However, today's performances often do not reinforce the bass line enough. This can result in a lack of balance and clarity in the music. The style of performance for symphonies in the late 18th century was different from that of today. There was less freedom and flexibility, and the music was played more straightforwardly. Beethoven's symphonies also require a straightforward style of performance, but with some variation in tempo and other nuances. It's important to perform this music with care and attention to detail. Haydn's early symphonies. Haydn's early symphonies in minor keys are dramatic, personal, and mannered. But they're not as well developed as his later works. Why? Because Haydn was still experimenting with the new musical language of the time. His early symphonies are often uneven in quality. They rely on repetition or Baroque sequences to justify the sense of motion. In contrast, Haydn's later symphonies are more coherent and balanced. They fully exploit the resources of the musical language of the time. While Haydn's early symphonies are valuable for their insights into his development as a composer, they are ultimately surpassed by his later works. Haydn's symphonies around 1770. In the Symphony No. 46, the minuet returns in the middle of the finale, at a moment when the two themes are similar. This is a surprise to the listener, and it shows Haydn's ability to create musical logic and surprise. The opening measures of the last movement are. Even the phrasing, emphasized by the omission of the accompanying voice on the third beat, is related to the return of the minuet. But these measures are themselves a backward version of the original opening of the minuet. Thematic relationships are when two or more themes are related to each other by their melody, harmony, or rhythm. However, these relationships are not always supported by the rhythmic and harmonic structure of the music. This can make the music feel disjointed and unconvincing. For example, in the opening of the Symphony No. 43, the first theme is followed by a second theme that is unrelated to it. This creates a feeling of awkwardness and lack of direction. Haydn's symphonies after 1772. Haydn's symphonic development after 1772 is not easy to characterize. It was gradual and continuous, but the most significant change was the synthesis of continuity and articulation. This meant that he was able to create a sense of movement without falling back on the unvaried rhythmic textures of the Baroque. Some of his most brilliant and satisfying symphonies were written in the 1770s. One of these symphonies is Symphony No. 47 in G major. It features a number of surprises, including the second parts of the minuet and trio, which are played backward note for note. The forte accents in the first movement of the symphony turn an academic exercise into a witty and intellectual effect. Mozart liked the melody of the slow movement so much that he used it in his own music. Haydn's melody is almost Mozartian in its grace. The use of contrapuntal technique in the symphony is not an experiment, but a necessary attempt to integrate Haydn's most dramatic ideas into a coherent scheme. Nevertheless, the symphony is still a splendid work of art. Haydn's opera features. By integrating form with action, Haydn created more dramatic and unified symphonies. His symphonies of the 1780s are characterized by their clear structure and unity of tone, character, and action. Haydn's music becomes more economical and clear in its expression. His most striking inspirations unfold with more reference to their place in a total conception. Haydn's symphonies are no longer like suites. They are more like dramas with a clear beginning, middle, and end. In the second movement of Symphony No. 75, one part of the second group of the exposition never reappears in the recapitulation. Replacing it is a canonic passage based on the opening theme. Haydn's sophisticated symphonies. One of the techniques Haydn used was to exchange the roles of the development and recapitulation sections in the first movement. This created a sense of surprise and excitement while maintaining the overall structure of the movement. Haydn's orchestration also became more refined in the 1780s. He used color to emphasize the form of the music and integrated the solo instruments more seamlessly into the orchestra. The result was a more unified and cohesive sound. Haydn's music became more sophisticated and complex, but it still maintained a sense of balance and proportion. Haydn's new classical style was still full of wit and fantasy. In Symphony No. 81, the opening measures are subtly blurred to create a mysterious effect. But the recapitulation is far more evasive. The recapitulation is a subtle and blurred event. The exact point of return is between measures 105 and 110, but it is not clearly articulated. The movement builds to a moment of resolution, marked by the sudden stillness of the rhythm and the tranquil entrances of the winds. This extraordinary transition is itself a form of articulation and a decided setting into relief of the moment of resolution. Haydn's Oxford Symphony. The last of the symphonies written for Paris, No. 92 in G major, is called the Oxford. The trio of the minuet is a farce, with a confusing first beat. In the movement, he significantly expands the sonata form by simplifying the material for easier construction. Each element in the recapitulation serves as a starting point for new developments. While Haydn's approach isn't as intricate as Mozart's, he intentionally shortens the exposition's phrases to prepare for a substantial expansion in the second half. This approach showcases Haydn's dynamic rhythm control, even surpassing Mozart in certain aspects, like in this passage that's built on a small two-note motif. The heroic pastoral of Haydn. Haydn's melodies lack initial mystery, but they're marked by polished simplicity, crucial to his amiably serious tone. This sophisticated simplicity reflects a common theme in 17th and 18th century pastoral works. Pastoral was a prevalent genre, influencing various art forms, from novels to satires. Haydn's symphonies genuinely claim a simplicity drawn from nature, a style confident in its technical mastery. Haydn's pastoral isn't merely ironic, it's a heroic pastoral, openly aspiring to the sublime while retaining innocence and simplicity. This is a unique quality that sets Haydn's pastoral works apart from others.